What's up, my people? It's Joey Bags, and I'm coming at you with a video today. And as you see, let's get into it. We are in Automobilista 2. It's been a minute since I've been in this. I watched a video earlier today. Mike from SimRace 604. He was playing it, and as I'm watching him, you know, in sim having fun, I'm like, damn, I haven't hit that sim in a while. So here we are. I am at let's see, what track is this again? This is, I believe it's Carabita in Brazil, the outer ring. So it's a nice, you know, not too intensive track layout. And I am in the Javelin Texaco. I believe that's a Corolla. And yeah, you know what? Let's get right into some racing action here. We'll leave the interface up so you can see how this plays out. I start at the back, number 13th, and I managed to claw my way forward to a P4, which I will take. So today's video is actually going to be 2 videos in one, and I'm trying to see if I can make it a quick one and not go over 20 minutes or so. This is a wrap up to my Cammus C5 CP5 pedal video that I've done. I've done like 5 or 6 videos, or 5 videos and like 2 shorts, whatever, featuring this wheelbase and the pedals. The consensus is the wheelbase is awesome. I love this wheelbase. The pedals suck. The pedals need huge improvements. Could it be that I got a bum set? It's totally possible that I got a bad set. Is it probable that I got a bad set? Probably not, but it's totally possible. Let's get into the positives. The wheel is 250 bucks. The wheel, the force feedback on the wheel is great. It's a stronger than 5 Newton meter feeling wheelbase. It has its shortcomings. You can watch my older videos to see those shortcomings. Other than that, the wheel is fine. I've got no issues with the wheel. Connected to the Brook Resolution 2, I was able to use it on both my PlayStation 5 and my Xbox. On Xbox, it ran great with, of course, adjusting settings and mappings for the buttons, you know, so that stuff you have to go in, you have to adjust your force feedback. We're talking about an intermediary box between the wheelbase and the console, so it's never going to be one-to-one like it would be on PC. So if that's what you're expecting, kind of already put that one to the side, unless it was licensed for that console, which the C5 is not licensed. I wouldn't even, you know, sit there and think, oh, it's going to be a super quick, super easy. It's not hard, but you will have to make some changes. You will have to adjust some things. So just so that's up front right now. Another thing that's up front, Microsoft has been banning third-party, unlicensed peripherals. So as of the time of that I did those videos, the Brook and the Cammus were working on Xbox. As of now, I believe it was the 29th of May, they went through another round of bans. The Brook was banned again. This is the second time it's happened. Brook will just go in, they'll change the firmware, update your firmware on your Resolution 2, probably in maybe a week or so, maybe a little bit more. I don't know what their time frame is, and it should probably be working again. It's a cat and mouse game that is going to continuously be played between Brook and Microsoft. So we'll get that out of the way. The pedals. The pedals are weird because they have this very weird dead zone. 30 to 35% of the pedal press is a dead pedal. It doesn't register. Now, in PC, it shows that you're pressing the pedal, but in actual sim, well, should I say no, it doesn't even show that you're actually pressing the pedal. 30 to 35% of you putting pressure on that pedal, it has 0 movement. As soon as you get past that 30, it starts to show you that, oh, you're pressing the pedal. The unfortunate part is between that 35 and 50% of pedal travel, you go from 0 to practically 80% very quickly, and to 100% full pedal even faster. So if you want to try to modulate your pedal, your brake pedal, it's going to be extremely difficult with this set of pedals. I've used the Fanatec CSL Hall effect sensor pedals. you can see me locking up my brakes here because of that issue. Fanatec CSL pedals, PXN Hall effect sensor pedals, and Moza SRP light Hall effect sensor pedals. Haven't had any of that kind of issue with any of those, just this set. So be aware of that shortcoming with these pedals. On PC, it does that. Now, when you translate over to console, it does something that's completely different. It will actually register your full pedal press from beginning to end. But when you get to the end of that pedal press, if you happen to press it just a little bit too hard, it doesn't register the pedal press anymore. So you could apply brake, apply brake, apply brake. Once you get to the hard stop, and if you maybe press just a little bit too hard, no longer are you hitting brakes and your car is going to keep going. That was something that was extremely annoying. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to figure out exactly how I'm going to hold my foot every time I press down to not have that happen. So it's something that you can adapt and overcome, but the fact that you have to adapt and overcome it is quite annoying. That's one of those, you know, cons checks in the con box. Across all the sims, it was consistent. So across Xbox, across ACC, across Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Motorsport 2023, it was a very consistent brake pedal, and I had that same consistent issue across them. And you can go back and watch the videos. I'll talk about that issue as I'm having it in the video. On PlayStation, on Gran Turismo 7 and on ACC, had the same issue. And even if I went in to adjust the dead zones and the min maxes, it really didn't help. So it's just an issue that seems to be inherent with these pedals. Now, also take into account, these pedals, this bundle is not licensed or developed for console use. We're using it outside of its normal operating range. So weird things will happen. It's not going to work 100%. You're gonna have weird little things come up. It's just the nature of that. When you're using it outside its normal parameters, that's what happens. So, you know, understand that this is what it is. If you still want to get into it, it's not bad. The whole bundle's $300. If you're able to get past that and you're okay with that and you want to use it on PC, it's cheaper than well, it's getting better hardware and cheaper than getting, let's say, a Logitech G29 or 923 from like Amazon at almost $350. This bundle's $300 for the wheel and pedal set. That's MSRP, not including tax and shipping. So, you know, you've got that. You can use code JoeyBags at checkout to save 5%. Just throwing that out there, but you don't have to do it. You know, source it from wherever you want. I believe it's even available on Amazon for about $360. So, you know, I don't know as of this taping if it's still available, but I did see it there. You can see I'm slowly moving up, you know, in the setting, in the leaderboard. I'm finally to 11th, but you can see me locking up the brakes. Almost any braking zone, you're going to see me lock up the brakes, and that's because of the issue with the brake. I tried to fix it. I tried to adjust the little arm with the sensor that went into the Hall effect sensor. I tried to do whatever I could, and I got it to the best where I can get it and it's comfortable for me. And I even adjusted the brake curve in the Cammus software, which isn't the greatest of softwares, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole different video. I did whatever I could to get this to the absolute best I could with what I had. And while it's not terrible, it's also not the best. I can easily recommend this wheel. This wheel is great. Like, if you ask me, should I buy this wheel? You know, there's some questions that I'll ask you, which you can look at my other videos that I go through that. And if you answer yes to those questions, then yes, get this wheel. But that's really it. The bundle's not bad, but it could use some improvements. Now, Cammus does have a load cell set of pedals, the LC100s. I do not have those, but to what I see in the reviews, Will at Boosted Media did a really good review. They were actually not bad set of pedals. So I'm hoping I can try to get my hands on a set of that, so that way I can try it out with PC and then hook it up to the resolution with both my PS5 and my Xbox if that starts working again. I did have a viewer that did comment that they had the LC100s, and I believe they have the C5. They were trying to get it working, but they weren't having any luck. Since I don't have the pedals, I can't troubleshoot, and I can't say it will or will not. Understanding how their ecosystem works, plugging those load cell pedals into the wheelbase should allow it to work. But, you know, like I said, we're using things out of their normal parameters, so your mileage may vary. That's pretty much it when it comes to the Cammus C5 wheel and the CP5 pedals. The wheel is great, the pedals need improvement. I can't recommend the pedals, but I can always recommend the wheel. The wheel is phenomenal. Second part of the video, which I want to try to touch on real fast, you know, Moza. 9 months later, and we're finally seeing the release of the R3 today. Great, fine, awesome. But now we kind of have to revisit the landscape of the entry-level wheelbases, the landscape of the sim racing world, what's happening with Fanatec, the price changes that have happened, the new equipment that's come out. 9 months ago, when Moza announced the R3 at the $400 price tag, it was a good idea. It was a good buy. Their R5 was almost $500. The R3 was $100 less, about $100 less. It is a 3.9 newton meter peak torque direct drive wheelbase. The wheel that's on it is, okay, not with this rim, it's with the round rim, but it's their ES wheel. And this button right here, mine says start, but that one is branded Xbox. It has an Xbox logo on it. So they put the chip in the wheel, like Microsoft requires for just about all the manufacturers that produce licensed equipment. Sony requires it in the wheelbase. So now here's where the problems come. We're talking 9 months later. Moza has this priced at $400. In that 9 months, they've dropped the price of the R5 bundle to about $450. You know, you can maybe find it for a little bit less, maybe, you know, closer to $460. I think MSRP is $460. But they dropped the price of their R5 bundle, their 5 newton meter. Actually, I think it's 5.5 peak torque bundle with the CP light, SRP light pedals, and the desk mount for $450. Now they're asking $400 for this Xbox compatible wheelbase that is only Xbox and PC compatible, and the chip is in the wheel. You can't use any of Moza's other wheels on this base on the Xbox. So the only wheel you can use is the ES wheel, which some people like, some people dislike. I personally love it with this little GT style rim on it. I love it with that. With the round wheel, I don't like it. But if that has a chip, now you're looking at a rather weak wheelbase. If, let's say, you wanted to use the Moza KS wheel, which I have just above me, you won't be able to use it on Xbox. On top of that, apparently the ES wheel isn't compatible with ACC or Formula 1 23 and 24. I think it's 22, 23, and 24. So a lot of the games, and I even think it might be Forza 2. I don't have to double check on that, so I'll put an asterisk on the Forza part. I'll leave that one out. But ACC and Formula 1, two extremely popular Xbox racing titles, if the wheel isn't compatible with it, you're hindering yourself. You know, what, Moza, what the hell? So you can't use your other wheels on your wheelbase. This wheelbase is 3.9 newton meters. Not bad. I've actually used the R3 and I felt great. For what it was, it felt great. Now looking back, they need to drop the price. They really, I think they need to drop the price to about $320 to $350 to make it a viable option that people will actually want to pay for. Why? Fanatec. We're not even going to touch on Fanatec's issues with shipping, logistics, customer service. That I have tons of videos on. Fanatec has a ready-to-race bundle with the McLaren GT3 wheel, their CSL Hall Effect sensor pedals, and their 5 Newton meter CSL direct drive wheelbase for $480 MSRP. $80 more than the Moza R3. Me personally, I would spend the extra $80. I would take the chance on ordering, and I would spend the extra $80 on the Fanatec setup. I wouldn't touch the Moza R3, not with 3.9 Newton meters. I mean, if I'm limiting myself to Xbox and PC only, and I'm gonna pay $400 for a wheel setup that's kind of or pay $480 for a wheel setup that's actually has more torque and has more available wheels, because that's another thing. At least Fanatec has other Xbox compatible wheels, wheel hubs. Moza does not. Moza has this one wheel that's available, the ES wheel that it comes with to work on Xbox, that's not even compatible with all the titles. So I think Moza has completely severely shot themselves in the foot here. I think they should reconsider the pricing. They should maybe drop that pricing a bit and go from there, take the L. With that, there's really not much else I want to say. You know, that was the news that came out today that I felt, you know, this video had to come up. And as you can see, I'm just slowly clawing my way up from that, you know, 13th position up to 6th. As always, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You know, don't forget, smash the like button, smash that sub button, please. Hit the notification bell so you know when the video is going to go live, so that way you can watch it. And as always, you guys are amazing. I couldn't do any of this without any of you. Like, none of this would be possible without any of you. And I thank you from, like, right here, from the heart. Thank you so very much. And with that, I'm gonna check you out on the next video. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah.